Welcome to Main Street Gamers Special Edition Podcast, GTA 5, and the recent Rockstar announcement of the stimulus. I'm Chris Ingalls.
I'm Taylor Davis.
So Taylor, news has broken that GTA 5, that Rockstar, in response to the several issues that plagued GTA 5 at launch, will issue every player that logged into the game in the month of September a $500,000 stimulus for their troubles. What do you think of this move?
I'm glad, because nobody really demanded anything from Rockstar, but I'm glad that they were, mature enough, I guess, to, like, go out of their way. Well, I don't even want to say go out of their way, but actually do something for, like, us, basically, because, like, you know, like, it was just kind of like, it happened, you know, they fixed it, but at the same time, I think that this is good, that they needed to do something.
Alright, so when I first started this, there was basically like two schools of thought for me. One is, did Rockstar have to do anything? And two, is this the right thing to do?
Yeah, that's basically what it comes down to, are exactly those two things.
So,
And
in my opinion, Rockstar didn't have to do anything. Like, I mean, we all kind of had to expect that that was going to happen, right? It was like the biggest, most ambitious online thing. The game had sold a ton of copies. Like, you knew there was going to be issues at launch. What MMO hasn't had issues at launch is my question. None of them.
Now, what I feel about that is, if the GTA Online would have been launched with the game on the 27th, and then that would have happened, and then it would have got fixed that week, I would have been fine, and I don't think Rockstar should have had done anything. I've been totally in the same. I've been whatever. I'll enjoy the single player campaign because it crashed. But we gave them 2 extra weeks while still putting the full $60 down to buy the game, and then that happens. Like, I get it. Like, a massive amount of people are like trying to play online and stuff happens, but we still gave them like 2 extra weeks with like already giving them our money.
Yeah.
And it's not like Rockstar doesn't have enough money to, you know, like, fix the problem.
Oh, what's funny to me is that, like, I actually liked the 2-week thing. Well, I didn't actually like it when they first announced it, but once I actually played the single player and actually experienced, like, that 2-week thing, I actually really enjoyed it. I was really happy they did the 2-week thing.
No, oh, yeah. At first we said that for the first, like, 3 days, and then we beat it, and then we're like, alright, we're ready for online. And it was, like, a week at that time. I remember you specifically saying that too. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, it should have. Oh yeah, I like.
You know,
I eventually got to a point where, but I also played it at a lot quicker pace than like the average person is going to.
Yeah, we did smash it.
Like you and I smashed it, but I don't think anyone else on my friends list has even beat the single player yet.
Yeah, I know Nolan's beat it. By now, I know. Man, plenty of people have beat it.
Well,
by that
now
time,
plenty of people
not
had,
a lot
but like,
of people.
yeah, in the first 2 weeks, not a lot of people had played it. And even if you had just gotten like the. You know what I mean? If you had just done it in, like, the first 2 weeks, there was still a bunch of side stuff you could do. Like, I still don't have the game at 100%.
Yeah, there's plenty of content. Like, the single-player game alone is, you know, fantastic. But it's just, like, when you, like, they made a promise that, you know, online was going to launch 2 weeks later. Like, they, you know, and it's just, like, it's just tough. It's difficult because it's not necessarily their fault. But at the same time, I feel like they should have just launched it at the same time. So when everybody did try to play online, it would have crashed and then we still would have had those 4 days to play the single player. And by the time it would have been fixed, it would have been the same thing.
Maybe
but
I'm
instead
not
we
even
had to
the best
wait
person
2 extra weeks.
Maybe I'm not the best person to talk about it because like I got up, like I figured there would be problems, so I got up early the first day and like started it like pretty much right when it launched.
Yeah,
so
you never had any issues.
And I
so
never had any issues because of it.
I
know, but like, even if I had, like, even if I was in the same boat as you, it wouldn't affect my, like, whether I thought they should have done anything, I don't think.
I mean, I wasn't expecting them to it, like, I wasn't holding it against them, but now that they did come out and say, like, we're gonna give you in-game money, I think it's justified. Like, I'm glad they did it.
Well, I mean, I think...
Because I'm glad they actually care, you know? That's the biggest thing, is they actually care. But at the same time, it's not really that big of a deal for them to do it. Because I was thinking about that.
For them,
the
it's just flipping a switch.
microtransactions.
They don't get anything for it. Because
Yeah,
it's not like
well,
people who bought. They announced it late enough that people who are gonna buy money already bought it.
Yeah.
It's the perfect
And here's the
play
thing
for them.
about. And here's the thing about the money in GTA 5 is like, unlike a Diablo auction house where like the in-game money can be transferred or like sold for like real money in like the real world, so like gamers could potentially make a profit on it. It's just a one-way street with Rockstar. Like, we're just paying them money to get in-game money, and there's no turnaround for us. You know, like I can't take my 250,000 in-game dollars I have right now and trade it into like $1 in like in real money. So it's like
it's a
for
Rockstar,
they're not absolutely no loss situation, and hopefully smooth over some of the bad. But it's not, you know, it's like people were upset, but at the same time it didn't affect.
Well, like I said earlier, like you had to know it was coming. Like there's never been a launch of an online product that has gone off smoothly ever.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I expected perfection, but it was like to the point where 4 days later, and I was just getting, like, nothing was done, and they were just working nonstop to get the patch out. But and then Nolan still can't connect, like he still can't play online right now, which is weird because
he was playing
could do
earlier
it before I could. Yeah, and now he can't get back on.
Who knows?
I don't get it.
But and then so that was the first question. The first question was, did Rockstar have to do anything? I don't think they did. I think you're kind of in agreement that
I think they didn't have to, but the fact that they
anything.
Yeah, I didn't really, you know, when they released this or announced this, I was like, holy crap, it's awesome. I wasn't like, oh, thank God, about time they did something. So yeah, I think we're
okay. Now the second question is, was it the right thing to do?
Absolutely.
From a PR standpoint, it might have been, but from like a gaming standpoint, I don't think it was.
No, I can't really agree with you on that, because it's a pretty nasty grind to get money on GTA Online.
Yeah,
like there is no easy way to do it.
Yeah,
and it's
I think they're taking away from the gameplay experience.
I don't think so.
They're giving you the ability to unlock everything right away. They're taking away. They're 100% taking away from the experience of like.
But you're not gaining levels. You're just getting money. That's the thing.
I know, but
we're not getting any reputation.
Is enough to like.
It's to buy an apartment.
Enough to buy an apartment, and like that's the main goal of this thing, right? I mean.
No,
that's the main goal of this game.
I wouldn't say that's the main goal. It's not to just own an apartment, because the main goal is to level up and you unlock more missions and cooler missions to do, and then obviously you spend your money, you know, to like pimp out cars and stuff. But like, it's not 500,000 in this game. I don't think is a ridiculous amount of money.
That's true. It's not such a ridiculous amount that you'll never have to do missions again.
Yeah, that's the thing. And like, money doesn't affect your level or anything, because like, even if we do, say somebody's level 4, okay, they're still doing the really dumb, monotonous coke and weed missions that you gotta do, right?
Yeah.
Say they try to connect right away, and they're part of the stimulus package, and they get $500,000 as a level 4. You literally have nothing to spend it on. Like, you can't unlock, like, you could pimp out your car and add, I don't even know, maybe.
Yeah, so doesn't that suck though? Like, I mean.
No, it doesn't suck, because now you have the money there, and now you just gotta grind for the experience.
And now you gotta play a bunch more to make it worth it.
Well, yeah, because you're saying it's taken away from the gameplay experience, but it's not, because you're still gonna have to play through those missions to gain the experience, right? That's essentially what's happening.
I don't know. I just thought it was really lame, to be honest with you.
I don't agree with you.
I was trying to decide today if I would have rather had them just do nothing.
I don't like that attitude. Like, I would, obviously something is better than nothing, I feel.
I know, but is it so lame that you're just like, you kind of feel slighted?
Are you trying to say that you feel like you've been bought off? Is that what you're trying to say? Like,
well, no, not even that. Like,
just throwing money at you just to turn your head?
Like, Rockstar's like...
Just to look the other way?
I mean, not kind of like... No, I'm just saying, like,
that's
if you're going to do something real. Like, if you're going to be like, if you really do feel sorry, why wouldn't you do...
What other real could they do?
Here's what they should have done. Here's
Just
what I
split
would've
up the $1 billion they made in the first 24 hours or whatever. Gave everybody. They should have Robin Hooded it. That's what they should have done.
No, what they should have done is they should have released the first multiplayer heist and been like, oh, here, like, since we wasted your time, here, like, I don't know, I thought it would have been much cooler if they'd released, like, a heist or something and been like, the stimulus heist, like.
We don't even know if the heists are. I feel like the heists are in this game. Where just nobody's high enough level to start one.
And that's another thing.
And that's essentially what they're doing though, because like you need a high-end apartment to do the higher or like the more difficult missions or whatever Lester said in that text message. The better missions basically. Like you need an apartment.
Yeah, and part of it is, part of the problem is we don't know what it's like yet.
If you spend that money right of your stimulus package, you can basically buy your heist.
You're basically going against the point you made earlier, though, where you were like, "Oh, you should have to grind through the lower levels."
No, you still have to. No, you still have to grind to get to the heist. Like if you're level 4, you obviously can't have a heist. Like you have to get far enough into the online to unlock Lester as a contact. Like everything's based on rep and level. But if you have the money, like from Rockstar, and then you buy the apartment, and say like for me I'm level 30 whatever, you know, so like maybe I do have the high enough levels but I don't have the apartment, and now I have now I can spend my money the way I want to and I can purchase an apartment and then those heists become available.
So we're gonna go to the next point.
That's just
if the heists are already in and the system in place is that you need to beat all these like lower level missions to get to them, this sucks.
What does the stimulus package?
No, I mean the game. The GTA.
Oh, this game sucks?
Yeah, it sucks.
Because you have to be a high enough level to do the heist?
Yeah, because doing the lower level missions after doing the single player is awful.
It is pretty lame, I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time,
it's like I feel like I've done the same mission like 50 times already.
Oh yeah, I know, because that's basically
like there's basically 3 missions that they just repurposed.
See, here's the thing though, like in this world, like this isn't Grand Theft. Like I'm still. It's kind of hard to say this now that I've played it, because like Rockstar was all about having GTA Online be like a separate experience, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like they're still reusing the characters from the single player, so it's really hard to get behind that now that I've played it. And it's kind of like everything. It still feels like the same like world, even though it's a prequel. The only difference is it's just like there's no Michael or.
I think they should have released the online as a separate game.
And actually like been able to fully develop it with like.
And charge people for it.
A good story and like. Because the story on this is crap. There's
it just feels so generic. Like.
Yeah, it really is.
After playing the single player and how like great of an experience that was, this one feels awful.
Yeah, it's just like a tacky version of the...
It's basically, it's a tacky version of the single player that you can play with your friends.
GTA 5, but you can't do heists on it.
So your friends are like... It's
and
so
your friends
tacky
can't
that
even
like playing...
connect half the time.
Well, the problem is like it's so much worse than the single player was that the multiplayer doesn't redeem it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really does.
Like, yeah, it's cool that I can play with my friends, but... Like, it's not worth...
sometimes we can play with their friends.
Yeah, I mean, well, we haven't had too many problems since the first week, but...
No. Oh, my God.
I've never had a problem, so...
Yeah,
I don't know, I just feel like the online experience is just not... Like, something isn't good about it.
I know what we can say. It's definitely not what we expected. It did not live up to our expectation. Can you agree with that statement?
Yeah, that's fair, but, like... I kind of thought it would be this way. Like, in some of our... I went back and listened to, like, one of our preview podcasts, and we were talking about how we thought the heists, like, there would just be 5 or 6, like, predetermined heists that you could do in, like, a ton of different ways, you know, like...
Yeah, that wasn't really a thing either in the single player.
And that, like, I was like, that would be so much better for the online right now.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense.
And we also talked a ton about competitive game types, which there are basically none of.
I know, dude, and the fact that we can't play cops and crooks. And another thing is, when can we start making our own death matches and stuff? That's not available yet, is it?
I don't think so.
I don't know how to do that.
And here's another problem with this game. The interface is awful.
Yeah.
Like, the interface was awful in GTA 4, and that was like one of the biggest things we talked about. We're like, hey, if they could make the just the menu system a little more cohesive, so you actually know what's going on, that'd be great.
I wish
And
we
guess
could get
what?
this car.
Not like
great.
that at all. Basically,
Yeah.
I would argue that it's almost worse than the GTA 4 version.
Yeah, because the way the online works is just crap.
I mean, as
Where
of
it's
right
like,
now,
get
the
into a
online
party
is,
and
I
then
have not
try
had as
and
much
get
fun in the
people to-
online as I have
with
in the
you.
GTA 4 one.
We've had yeah, that's true. We've had a lot more fun in GTA 4 online than by any means in GTA 5. Because now it's just it's just a monotonous grind of trying to level up and hopefully get some better missions. Like there are 2 cool missions I've done that I've actually had fun playing. And it was the Titan Steel, and then the other plane steal mission.
But the Titan Steel one is basically like the car stealing ones, except it's a
Yeah,
plane.
it's not. Yeah, and it's
like,
really
it's
not as
like,
epic
I didn't
as
even think
what I
that was that
thought.
fun either, because I mean, you're flying instead of driving, but like, how much is that
Yeah,
really worth?
Yeah, and like in the trailer, it showed like raining and like 4 cars roll up, everybody gets out, people are hood sliding across, you know, just gunfire going down, just
And you can do it. It
steal
just,
this
it
big.
just is really, really
It's-
not fun.
Yeah, it's not what I expected. It's kind of a letdown, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and this is sort of leading into like a bigger topic. Is there any reason to keep your Xbox 360 right now if you're planning on
Yeah, I
upgrading?
know, because when we were before GTA came out, we were talking about, you know, like, oh yeah, GTA's gonna launch, we'll have the 3 months, you know, to tide us over to Xbox One, and we'll probably most likely be coming back to Grand Theft Auto every once in a while.
Which sounds
I'm
silly.
struggling.
Which sounds silly to say now because we know how GTA 5 is, but we played GTA 4 up until GTA 5 launched because it's,
Yeah,
like,
I think
it was always a,
because it was
fun game to pop in. You drove around in cars, you shot people, you played cops and crooks, you did free mode a little bit.
Cops and Crooks was so fun,
But
dude. And
what is in this game that you're sticking around for?
I don't know.
And
Just
people are starting to say, oh, like you want to save it for the DLC, but are we sure that we're getting DLC for this game?
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot
I feel like
going
they're
on in
almost
this world that we
so
don't.
like everyone wants to say there has to be DLC for it, but I'm not so sure. Because like
I don't know.
the development time on the DLC, I don't know what it was for GTA 4, but like think about BioShock. The development time was 6 months. 6 months from now puts them in like March or April. March, April, yeah. And March and April, there's going to be Xbox One and PS4 going to be in full swing. Titanfall's going to be out. Destiny's on the horizon. And Infamous Second Son is out. Like, there's all these games that are out at that time. And if you have the newer console, what game, even if you don't have the new console, are you putting away Titanfall to play GTA 5 DLC?
Or GTA Online? No, absolutely not.
You're not. You just, like, I just don't see it. And it's silly to think that they won't do DLC, but I just do not, like, I just don't see the time frame working out for them unless it's almost ready to go now. And it's out in, like, January.
You know, and I guess, I mean, essentially, I guess GTA 5 is essentially going to be what GTA 4 became, which was just a, hey, everybody get on, pop in, and let's just mess around in this shell of a world. And essentially that's, I guess that's what GTA
Part of the
Online
problem
is
was
becoming.
they teased it as so much more than that.
Yeah.
Like, if they had just done honestly, if they'd just done the GTA 4 multiplayer, where there's free roam and there's a ton of competitive game modes, they threw new ones in, new maps, new weapons, new locations, I feel like that would have been enough. But I feel like they tried too much.
Yeah, if they would have added, like, say they did that, and it's still a lobby, but in the actual free mode, you know, you can still buy an apartment and own, like, cars in a garage, you know? It just doesn't have to be, like, it doesn't have, like, they're calling it, like, not an ecosystem, what's it called? Economy, basically, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this online. But it's really not. It's just a really crappy server that, you know, you can't go from one thing to another very fast at all. And when you do finally get a lobby of people together...
That's really upsetting, is the fact that the lobbies aren't persistent, basically.
No.
So, it's like, going from one mission to the next is an awful experience.
It is awful.
Because like you
gotta
have to wait
till-
around. So you like,
Yeah.
if you want to just like mission hop and like burn through some missions to make some money, you like do a mission and then you go to the voting screen, and everyone votes to go to free roam, and then you go back to free roam,
or a stupid raise.
and like the next mission is not available until
Yeah, you have to
like
wait.
you have to wait like 3 minutes. And if you do get in a lobby with a bunch of people, there's always a group of people that vote for something that's not like what you did before. So unless you want to go on to like do race after you've been doing deathmatch for an hour, you have to.
You can't even do a deathmatch for an hour though. It never works out that way.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe we're missing something, but this is just from like, what we've been doing.
I just don't get it.
And I just hate the fact that we can't stick together. Like, cause like here's the prime example. What's gonna happen? So we just beat this mission. This is exactly what we're talking about, and it's gonna ask us if we like it. I'm gonna say no because that's who I am.
Because that's who I am.
Because that's just how this.
Well, this is like one of the 15 or the 5 mission types that are on this game. So.
Yeah, and then we're gonna hit continue, and if your partner doesn't, okay, so now it pops up to the screen. Now you have a survival. Survival is probably the best part of GTA Online. I'm gonna go ahead and say that right now.
That's fair.
If you are with a cohesive group that know what's going on, it's one of the best things on there. So now we actually did a mission. So now, as you can see, there were no other story mission or like story missions. Now it just pops up this. So we could either go back into free mode, which sometimes would split you up because there's no like lobby system. If that happens, then you have to invite somebody back in your game, blah blah. But now we're just gonna do a survival here, which is the best time I've had.
It's crazy that party mode was my least favorite part of GTA 4 Online, but I wish it was back for this one.
I know, right? Because it was just like shell of a world with people driving around. You couldn't do anything, but like that was at least better. Because like I think we just need to make our own fun. I think that's what GTA 5 Online is, because that's what Grand Theft Auto 4 Online was for us. Because there were no missions, and we've had more fun not doing missions in Grand Theft Auto 4 Online with people than we have structured missions in Grand Theft Auto 5.
But part of the problem there is there's not really it puts so much emphasis to like unlock cool stuff. You have to do the missions with them because you have to get the money.
Yeah, that's the only way you're gonna get reputation.
So it's like it sounds silly to say, but you have to play, like it basically forces you to play the missions to do anything cool in the.
Yeah, because it's difficult to get into a team deathmatch and stay in a team deathmatch and do really good to gain the experience that way.
But yeah, that brings up the point that we were talking about earlier, Davis. Why are you keeping your 360 before the Xbox One launches? You're buying an Xbox One, you have it pre-ordered, you're probably pretty close to having it paid off. What's to stop you from trading that in right now?
There is nothing. There is absolutely nothing. The only thing that's stopping me is to have a video game console before it launches. That's the only reason I'm hanging on to it, because I don't have any other console. I'm like 3DS now, but I don't want to just
Pokemon
play
for days. You can
but I mean, I might as well, because the only game that I own anymore is Grand Theft Auto 5 and some other crappy ones over there that I'm never gonna play.
And we're very disappointed in it. So.
And and we're not even having fun. I might as well just trade it in.
That's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I don't think I will, but.
I mean, the biggest thing now is just party chat.
Yeah.
It allows me to talk with.
It's our party chat machine.
Yeah, and Netflix.
Well, this has been a somber Main Street Gamers special edition podcast.
Nothing we want to end on.
Nothing positive was said.
Oh no! I mean, this survival's a blast. I love playing this.
Yeah,
so survival is just it's just exactly it's a war mode basically with cops.
This is what we're fundamentally getting into that I don't like about Grand Theft Auto 5. None of the stuff is the best. Like, it's not the best shooter. It's not the best driving game.
No, it's not a very good shooter.
It's not the best. You know what I mean? It's not the best at anything. It just tries, like, it just feels so watered down to me for some reason.
GTA Online, definitely, yeah. I can... Oh, and he died.
This has been Main Street Gamers Special Edition. Episode 15? GTA 5
this is just
online Xbox 360 discussion. Peace.
We will see you on Xbox One most likely, because we're not gonna be playing anything till then.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much like schedule-wise down the road, I'm gonna play AC4 on 360. Review that coming up. There's not really much else.
Yeah.
We're kind of in a slump till November, so we'll try to get some stuff out. But like you said, this has been Main Street Gamers, somber GTA Online letdown podcast.